Hi everyone, this is an instructional video on the Drymatic 1. Now this particular machine was developed in 2009. It's now discontinued. The Drymatic 2 has taken its place, but there is still a fair few of the Drymatic 1s out in the marketplace. So this is just a little short video on where the hoses go, how to turn it on, and where the best place is to set it up. Okay, so let's start with the hoses first. Now we have 3 on this side, and we have 2 on this side. Okay, it comes with a bag of hoses. Okay, now the foil hose right here is connected to the heater pipe. Now the heater pipe has the red arrow, and the heater pipe has to be inside the drying chamber. Okay, so you want to put this inside the drying chamber. So you can either have the machine outside the drying chamber and duct the hose inside the drying chamber, or you can have the machine inside the drying chamber with the heater hose connected. Okay, this always has to be connected. Okay, now the next hose from here is the middle hose here. That is your intake hose. That is a fresh air intake hose. So there's various places you can have this hose. You can have that out a window and bringing in air from outside. You can have that in an unaffected area in the room adjacent, if that's an unaffected area. You can have in a room where you're drying some carpet and some underlay and some concrete. You might have a dehumidifier in there present. You could be drawing the air from that environment. So the key there is dry air. So if it's outside, make sure it's dry conditions. If it's in the adjacent room, make sure it's dry conditions. Or if it's in the room with the dehum and the fans, make sure it's dry conditions. So the key there is to find the driest air to intake into the machine. The third one along here is our exhaust hose. Now this exhaust hose can go in some various places. The first one would be outside a window. So you would be exhausting, put a bit of plastic on the window and exhaust it outside. Another place is you could put a piece of plastic on the toilet seat and then put a little hole in there. Obviously suck the water out of the toilet first and then put a hole there and duct all your wet air into the toilet. Okay. You could duct it into the bathroom and use your exhaust from the bathroom, from the shower. So there's various places you can put that. You can also duct it into an area where there's aircon. You could also duct it into an area where there's a dehumidifier. But just watch your intake temperatures. Obviously, if your dehumidifier, 32, 34 degrees, depending on the dehumidifier you're using. So that's our exhaust. Okay, so you can go in those particular places. It can't, not just outside, it's got other places where it can go. So make sure the small hose on the end is your exhaust. Okay, then we have 2 hoses on the other side. We have another green arrow going in. That's an intake hose. That's an exhaust intake hose. Okay, and the one next to it is a recirculation intake hose. Both of those hoses need to be inside the drying chamber. So again, if you have the machine inside the drying chamber, you've got to have the heater hose and those 2 hoses. Or if you have it outside the drying chamber, you have to duct those 3 hoses in. Preferably, you want those 2 hoses as far away from the heater hose as possible. Okay? You don't want them right next to each other. Now, the exhaust intake hose, it is preferably better to have it up high. Okay, so if you want to connect it to a cupboard or a ceiling fan and tape it up that way, that's great, because you've got to remember that wet air is lighter than dry air. So your wet air will go up and that will suck in the wet air, and then it pumps it through the small hose on the other side, outside or into the toilet or wherever you're going to exhaust it. Okay, so that's your exhaust intake. Now your recirculation, that's as far away from the heater pipe as possible. And what that one does, it sucks in the cold air in through the heater and pumps it out. Because this machine goes into 2 modes. Your first mode is recirculation, your second mode is exhaust. So when it's in recirculation mode, that hose is sucking only. Okay, your recirculation intake hose is sucking only. So that will suck in the wet air. Sorry, it'll suck in the wet air and it'll also suck in the cold air. In through here, into the heater, heats it, and recirculates it through the drying chamber. Now, obviously the exhaust intake, when it goes into exhaust mode, that will suck in and then pump the wet air straight outside the building or into the toilet or wherever you're exhausting it, okay? So that's sort of how the hoses work, okay? Now, when you first turn it on, it usually goes into exhaust mode for the first hour, and then it'll go into recirculation mode, and then it'll go into exhaust mode. So it basically goes into modes when it needs to, okay? Pretty standard operational. You've got the on switch over here, okay? From there, you've got your room limits. You've got your maximum RH. Now, your maximum RH, example, if you're drying timber floor, and it's in a lounge room, and there's nothing else in there, you can set your maximum RH to 100. It will never get there. What this simply means is, whatever you set that limit to, if you set it to 60, once it reaches 60% relative humidity, it will start exhausting. So it won't get as hot, okay? So sometimes you might set your room limits as high as possible, depending on what you have in the environment. I mean, if you have some things in the environment that are sensitive, like computers and so forth, you may not be able to have the humidity that high. So set your room limit there a little bit lower. Then you've got your maximum temperature. Now this is depending on where you're going to be servicing the area. You might have occupants in the building, you might have no occupants. So it will service up to 50 degrees Celsius, okay? Then you've got your target sensors down below. Now this does come with infrared sensors, but it's never really taken off. So the best thing to do is turn it to no sensors, okay? Now, while you're turning these dials, you have to have the key in the unlock mode. Then you can change the dials whichever you want, then turn it back to lock mode, okay? Then the machine will start. But while it's in lock mode, you can take the key out and anyone can come along and touch the dials, and they won't change because it's in lock mode and you've got the key, okay? So make sure you don't damage your key. You can, obviously, there's been a few damaged keys. Make sure you take your key out and store it in a nice safe place. So that's pretty much how the Drymatic 1 works. Now the Drymatic 1 will exhaust up to 175 cubic metres, and it's designed usually for the class 4 drying situation. You know, the timber floors, the concrete slabs, hard to dry walls, structure. You know, it's not really designed to dry carpet. It can, but predominantly it's used to dry the difficult drying situations. So that's how it's run. That's how it's set up. So I hope this little video's helped. Have a good day.